Are you guys able to see my screen? Yeah. Are you able to see my screen now? Please confirm. I hope you are able to see my screen and my voice is clear, right? So, in today's session, we are going to discuss interesting topics. Forms. First, we will see the forms. I think everyone practice the inputs, right? So, forms are very much easier if you know the inputs. Welcome to. Okay, let's open it side by side with the Lexicon. Okay, internship program. Okay, now we'll see the forms. So we have a type of tag called form tag in HTML. Okay, so with the help of that, we can create a form. So why do we need exact this form tags? Instead of that, we can directly have the normal input fields, right? Yes, we can create without forms also. We can without form tag also we can what do you call create. But when you have the form tag internally, we can do some advanced things. Okay, so let me create a simple form. Let's take import. Type. I think you guys already know this, right? Input type text means it will be text type of input, right? Placeholder just to show the input message, right? So I'm just going to copy the same line. I'm going to put it. And let's see. Okay, let's go to that number. This will be page. your and then I'm going to just ask some things. Okay, so which tag we need to use to make the text to the next lines? We need BR tag, right? With the help of this tag. Okay, I will just apply some CSS. Don't worry, just to make the little better. Don't worry about the CSS. You don't need to know as of now. Flex direction. Control. Clean the action. Okay, here I just have created four text boxes. Don't worry about the CSS. We'll discuss it later. Okay, now how can we do that in a way to if we submit, what we need to do, we need to redirect to some other page. How can we do that? Okay, so let's create one more input as a button. Let's so that it will be easy for us. Type will be submit. Let's give it the same. Okay. So now once I fill the form, when I click on this particular button, we just need to redirect to some other page. How can we do that? That means once a user submitted the form, we need to take him to home page, right? Now, if I want to show you one more this thing also, what you call one more input also. So earlier we have something called email, right? That we haven't validated earlier. Now we can see. So for that, in the forms, what we can do is on submit we can take some sort of action. Okay, we can take action. So there is a property called action. What action that we are going to take? Okay, once user submitted the form, for example, we will redirect to okay, the previous class data. Okay, so I'm just going to redirect to class 3. Okay, so now you can see when you click on this one, it is redirecting to some other page, right? So if I entered something wrong here and you click on this, are able to see this message, please include an at the rate email validation. We no need to do any validation for the email, whether the email is proper or not. Okay, so first I'm entering my name, email, form, age, food. Okay. So, for example, if I entered here wrong email address, wrong in the sense if I haven't entered dot anything, now you can see when I click on this, it is redirecting because it is validating only the at the rate. If I remove this one as well, I can see it is showing right. Please include an at the rate at the email address. So if you haven't entered the proper email, you can see now also. We haven't entered proper email address, so because we have given the input to type as the email, so it will validate automatically whether it is having the proper email format or not. Okay, if we enter this, and you can not only Gmail, you can enter any mail as well. So once we submit this form, it will redirect to the place. It will take an action whatever we have performed. Here we have provided one more HTML page. When user has been performed this particular action, user click on this button, we are just redirecting to one more web page. In place of this, you can perform some other action also. Okay, so in future when we start learning the JavaScript, if once the user submitted the form, so what we will do, we will just pass all the parameters to the function, one function. Don't worry about this, we will learn in the JavaScript session. Okay, once we redirect to the function, in the function we will take some actions like we will validate other things, whether the full name is proper or not, and age, all other fields, everything we will validate in the JavaScript with some other libraries or with our same code with the help of regex. Yeah, that means regular expressions, and we will take some other actions. Okay, so for now, here you can perform any type of action based on the user submission of the form. Okay, that is why we will use the form. Clear? This is very basic and simple thing about the forms. uh, you no need to I think this is much more enough to know about the form. Clear? Okay, now let's see about the what do you call, drop down selections and all. For example, uh, if you want to show many options, if I click on this one, you need to show some options. How will you do that? Okay, so for that we will be having the drop down. Okay, for example, here I need one. Okay, let me show you here itself. So product uh, drop down for selection data. Okay, so here I'm going to do the drop down. So for the drop down, we will be having some tags. Okay, so first tag is select. Select. So inside this select tag, we are going to provide the options, different type of option to the user. So I'm going to write the option and the value equals to, let us take say programming, and name C programming. So here we go. I am going to give different options. C++, Java, and I'm going to provide one more called JavaScript. Okay, the value will be C++. This here it will be JavaScript. Okay, so now here you can see it came as some sort of drop down, right? I think someone is requesting for unmute. Let's see who's this. Sandhya. Do you have any doubts for that? Or if you want me to repeat something? May I know why you have been sent the request for unmute? Please do not disturb. If you have any doubts, then only you can text in the chat box. Now I am saying again, someone is asking to unmute. Sandhya, do you want to say something? Sandhya, do you want to say something or talk something? Bhagyalakshmi, do you want to talk something? If no, please do not raise the hands. Do not raise the request to unmute. So okay, so let us see here. Yeah. Now only I said do not raise. Again, someone is Bhagyalakshmi. Please do not raise the request to unmute. Please do not disturb the class. I will, Sukanya, I will repeat. Guys, please do not disturb the class. If you have doubts, please mention in the chat box. Bharat, if someone raise the hand in between of the class to unmute without any reason, I will remove them from the class. I will remove them from the class. If you guys by mistake also if you raise, I will remove from the class. Because it is getting disturbance to everyone. Okay, so we have an tag called select tag. With the help of that, we can create the drop down. Okay, so if we want to show multiple options, we have a tag called option tag. Okay, this value will be helpful when you are going to access the particular element of this option which user has been selected. So in detail, you will understand when we are going to discuss about the JavaScript. Okay, for simple this thing, now don't worry about it. I will just create for your this thing. Don't worry about this JavaScript now. So here what I'm going to do, I'm going to type first text slash JavaScript. Yes, are not required. Okay. So once you just selected this, and I'm going to create one button for the selection. So okay, submit or else proceed. I'm just going to give something called proceed. So if user click on this button, okay, on click. Don't worry, just for your understanding, how the values for the options. What is the use of the values here? Okay. Uh, on click, I'm going to call a function get values. Okay, I am going to create that function inside the script tag. Okay, I'm just going to create a function, same name, get values. So let be equals to document dot get element by ID. ID will be sample dot value. I'm just going to alert with the help of the this is what I have saved. So here the ID will be this one. For the select, we need to give the ID. So sample, right? Okay, so actually what I have did here is, so when you select some option and when you click on this button, I'm just going to create open some alert box here. So here alert box will open. So don't worry about this. We'll discuss in the JavaScript sessions, just for your understanding how it will work. Okay, so I'm going to select, okay, let it be in the C programming. If you click on this button, you can see it says we have selected the C. The value what we have mentioned here, that is what it will come here. Okay, and if I select can just click on OK, and if I select JavaScript, click OK, here you can see JavaScript. So whatever the data is there in the value property, that will be shown to you, or that you can access with the help of that. Okay, clear. So not only this one, so here I told, right, form also. So in place of form also you can do the same. So on action you can perform, so you can call one function, and there you can access all the inputs that we will see in the JavaScript how to access. As of now not required. I just wanted to show you how we can use the value. Clear? Is this clear? So you guys tell me where we can use this type of drop downs. Okay, let me tell you. So where we can use this type of drop down. So here I am going to show you, like, select label, select program language. Okay, here I'm going to give, here you can give any name. That's not mandatory to give the same name what I have given here. Here whatever we are mentioning, okay, this one to show to the user, this is for our understanding what user has been selected. You can mention anything here in place of C, C++. You can mention 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 also. That is fine. Just for our reference. So based on that only we are going to understand and we are going to analyze that as user has been selected the particular input. Okay. So we'll provide it for the input. Okay. Okay. So now this is the form. This particular thing is the form. So where we are asking user to select the favorite programming language as well. Okay. So like this we can use the drop downs. It's very simple and interesting, right? So you can create different type of drop downs based on the requirement. So the next topic which will be useful in many projects, that is lists. Guys, do you have any doubts on the forms and drop downs? Please let me know in the chat box. Is the JavaScript code will be given after closing of the body tag set? Yes, we can. That you don't need to worry. I will explain you how we can use the JavaScript in HTML and CSS. How we can use. There are different ways that we can use the CSS and HTML and CSS in JavaScript. Sorry, HTML. So there is something called inline CSS, internal CSS, external CSS. For JavaScript, also internal JavaScript and external JavaScript. How can we use that? That in the upcoming sessions we'll tell you. JS anywhere in our HTML document or outside the body. No, we can't. We should not write anywhere in the HTML. So you can write. That's not a problem. But when the browser loads, first it has to analyze what are the tags are there, and then only it has to come to the script. If it loads your JavaScript first, in JavaScript you are accessing some sort of element IDs with the help of the document.getElementByIds by IDs and all. So those IDs will not be recognized by the browser when it loads the JavaScript first. So it's always recommended, and it's a standard rule to have like JavaScript code must be at the end of the HTML. Okay, so because in the HTML only you are declaring the names, right? So this particular select is the ID. This particular select ID is sample. So here you are accessing the sample, right, in JavaScript. So if you mention this script at the starting place, so your browser don't know what is the ID. Sorry, what is the sample, right? Your browser don't know what is sample. So it's always recommended to write the JavaScript at the end of the HTML. So your browser will render all the HTML and then it will come to the JavaScript. So when your browser renders the HTML, it knows that what is the sample. Sample means it is the ID for the ID name for the select. Okay, and when it renders your JavaScript, so it will recognize. Okay, sample means this particular ID name for the select input. You understood? That's why we need to mention at the end of the HTML. So don't worry how to use that and all we'll discuss in the upcoming sessions. As of now, we can concentrate completely on the HTML. Clear? Any doubts? If you have any doubts, let me know, or else we'll proceed for the lists. Okay. So now we'll see the lists. Okay. So in lists we will be having two type of lists. One is unordered lists. Unordered lists. Unordered lists. Unordered list means only with the help of dots and all will mention. Order list means with the help of some particular format like 1, 2, 3, 4, or else A, B, C, D. Okay, Roman numbers 1, 2. So in that format will follow. Okay, so let us see. I think I will zoom this so that it will be visible for you. Okay, so here I'm going to create some h3. Let's create sports. Okay, first I am going to use the unordered list. So for creating the unordered list, there is a tag called UL tag, unordered list. The name itself, the tag itself represents the unordered list, right? So if you want to create any unordered list, you have to use the UL tag. Okay. So inside that, we are going to create different type of lists, right? The data we need to mention. So we will mention with the help of this. Cricket, we mention cricket, football, badminton, baseball. Okay. Okay. So you can see this is the unordered list. Okay. So let us create the same for order lists. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to select the food. So you just need to change the oil. You can see 1 2 3 4 5 came, right, in a proper order, right? Or else can I mention fruits, apple, dragon fruit, kiwi. Okay, so this is order list. So now the next requirement is if I want to make a, so for example, I'll tell you. So I just wanted to make here sublists. Whether it will be order list or suborder list, no, unordered list, anything is fine. Sublist. If you want to create the sublist, how will you create that? Okay, that means, for example, here it will be home page. Okay, so here fruits. Here it will be sports. Here it will be contact us, some other thing. Okay, so for the fruit I need to show from here some other there are different type of fruits, right? That I need to show this one as the sub list for the fruits. How can we do that? Okay, so it's very simple. Okay, how can we do that? With the help in the same li tag we need to mention all the data. Okay, so fruits, these are the fruits. I'm going to copy this. Fruits, after the fruits I need to mention it. Now you can see, so fruits we have different options. So for the same sports, if I want to show, you can use whether you can use the unordered list or order list, it's up to you. Okay, just for your reference I have created this. Okay. uh, if I want to create more, let us create anything. Let us create order list again here. So again, li, I'm going to get tests, li ODI, like T20. Okay, you can see here. We have created few more suborders, sublists, not the subord, sublists. You can use unordered list or ordered list, anything is fine. Understood? Clear? You can see the formats also, it is getting changed automatically based on the data that we are selecting. Clear? Any doubts? So this is about the lists. So these are the major and important topics for today's session. Okay, one more explain how did you separate the lists. Okay, I didn't get your questions. I think you are asking like how can we create the suborder list? You want me to explain again, right? So for that, first understand if you want to create the list, you can use another list or order list. To create the unordered list, you have to use the UL tag. So inside that, same like how we have created the select and multiple options that we have given. So for unordered list or order list, you have to use the li tag to provide a different type of data inside the list. Okay, so li tag is used to mention the data for the list. Okay, UL tag represent unordered list. There is no proper order format. Okay, OL means order list. It will follow the proper order list order format. Uh, Same if you want to create again here, you can see again here you can got it. Okay, so this is the simple format to create the list. If you want to create the suborder list, you can create after the li tag. You can create one more list with the help of ul tag or else ol tag. That means unordered list or order list. That is what we have created here. So this is a normal unordered list. I will write out here. It's unordered list. Okay, order list, and then we have sub lists. That means every list will have multiple other options as well. So these will be helpful for you when you are what do you call when you are giving the drop downs. Like if there are, if in your home page, if you have some sort of for example, you can consider the programming. If you have a tab called programming, if user click on that, you have to show all these multiple options. How will you show that? Okay, let me open a website called okay, let's open W3 schools. Okay, so here you can see this. Here we have the drop down. If I click on this, here you are able to see a lot of options, right? You are able to see a lot of options. Okay, if I go to tutorial point in categories, you can see we have multiple options, right? If I click on this, I am getting a list of data. So this is also we can design with the help of the list. Okay, with another list or order list, that doesn't matter because they are not showing any dots, they are showing the icons. So that also we can customize with the help of the CSS. Okay, is it clear? Any doubts? Any doubts in today's session about the about all the topics whatever we have discussed? Forms, drop downs, and lists. Any doubts in this? Please respond, guys. If you have doubts, let me know. Or else, if you have any doubts from the previous sessions, also you can let me know. So let's say about So let's see our syllabus. We have covered the basic things. HTML lists we have covered. Forms and dropdowns we have covered. So here we will discuss the tables. Okay, so we'll discuss about the tables in the next session by tomorrow. So how to create the table and all we discuss. So this will be useful. This is also important topic. Okay, so this and our tables and other things also will discuss. Others in the sense, so tomorrow we'll discuss about the tables, and there are some other tags called image tag, video tags. How will you show the image in your website? How will you play the video in your website? Okay, so for example, if I want to play some sort of video here, if I want to include some sort of video here, how can we do that? How can we integrate that? Or else if I want to show some sort of image here, how can we do that? So that and all we'll see in tomorrow's session. So whatever the topics that I am covering, so all these topics are very important topics. Okay, I'm not going to cover what do you call each and every topic which is not required for you to learn as a beginners. Okay, as a beginner, you should know all these things properly. Okay, till intermediate level also you can know these topics properly. Okay, in advanced level you can go for further topics, that is secondary. So please remember and also note down all these topics and learn all this and revise all these topics properly. So then only you will be understand, then only you can understand, and also you'll get a good knowledge and idea to design beautiful websites. Clear? So if any doubts, please let me know, guys, or else we'll wind up the session for today. ఏమైనా డౌట్స్ ఉంటే అడగండి, లేదంటే సెషన్ క్లోజ్ చేద్దాం. విల్ మీట్ టుమారో. నాట్ ఓన్లీ ఈరోజు చెప్పిందే కాదు, ప్రీవియస్గా డిస్కస్ చేసిన టాపిక్స్లో ఏమైనా డౌట్స్ ఉన్నా అడగండి. ఓకే, గుడ్. Thank you everyone. Thanks for joining the session on time. So okay, we'll meet tomorrow. Bye. Have a nice day.